US mass media should carry some of the blame for contributing to this culture of fear. They pump fear into communities by sensationalizing rare occurrences of violent crimes in exchange for higher ratings and then paint themselves as outspoken supporters of racial equality, all in the same shitty breath, brought to you by their sponsors. How they continually escape scrutiny is beyond me. We have the capacity to create so much positive influence with mass media platforms, but instead they're being used to appeal to lower emotions and endlessly stoke this culture of fear that has everyone so trigger happy and on edge. As a wise Yoda once said, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Our fear is being converted into click-through rates and revenue streams for media companies that continue to recklessly churn out more content to feed the demand. So how the fuck are we all supposed to be Jedi if we're all afraid of each other? Absolutely. You see people posting on Reddit, "I can't believe my life as a black person is forfeit from the start." Or "You have to carry a gun to protect yourself from a mass shooter, but I as a black person, have to carry a gun because if I get pulled over in a routine traffic stop, I'll have to shoot my way out." These people's ideas of reality are so warped it's not even funny. Actually, they are the ones mostly to blame, since they omit and edit facts nowadays and only provide you with what's entertainment. You forgot to include social media. The media feeds social media platforms with highly edited and biased clips and articles that go viral all the time. It's fucking disgusting how gullible people can be. Social media is the middleman for the media and both need to be highly regulated. I've been saying this a lot recently. It's sad to see how brainwashed the majority of people are, having every thought and opinion dictated by the media. Have a look at /r/world news, it's like a plague of retards. My only hope is that these people aren't really representative of the American left. I'm not American, so I have no idea. In my opinion, Trump has done some really not great things, but the media constantly demonizes him to the point where I can't tell what is truly going on. I don't agree with Trump, but that isn't reason to demonize him constantly and blame him for every problem. They have a lot to answer for and they have reinforced the political correctness agenda. The PC culture has put us all into little boxes and forced us to judge people in the other boxes. This is definitely clown world. Pennywise has crawled out of the sewer and taken over control of the streets. Both COVID-19 panic and the recent protests are products of the media. Fanning the flames in the name of free speech. They are willing to destroy society for ratings. I hope you realize they do this on purpose. The only unpopular opinion here is the use of the word some in the title vs the use of the word most. The media has incredible influence over the populace and I'm glad to see more posts in this sub regarding it. The same way the media stopped naming school shooters, they need to stop covering riots. Same, the media always blows shit out of proportion. They focused heavily on George Floyd's death because more black people would start tuning in. Same with how they demonize Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, but when he says anything they make it look like he's brain dead. Just a quick example of how biased the media is. https://mobile. twitter.com/crizzlehades/status/1267589007497666561. Calling what's happening on the streets domestic terrorism is both plainly wrong and insanely dangerous and irresponsible. Chris Hayes. All the rioting and looting in the streets shouldn't be considered domestic terrorism. And no, I am not lumping peaceful protesters in with the rioters and looters. Compare that to how he spoke about the Virginia gun rights rally over Milk Weekend, which was completely peaceful. https://m. facebook.com/msnbc/posts/33576480076647661. The implicit and explicit message of a bunch of heavily armed people marching on a state's capital is this: don't you or enact your policies, if you do we will use these guns against you. Chris Hayes. Mass media will never be blamed because Americans worship their media. Seriously, whether it's Fox or CNN, most Americans happily worship their news source. Very, very true. In my opinion, the whole issue was about police brutality and not race. But then the media steps in, mentions that a black man dies, and lo and behold, riots. The news is a business. It doesn't exist to inform people, it exists to keep people's eyeballs on the screen when the adverts are on, because that's how they make money. If we saw cancer kids on TV all day every day non-stop, we would all think most kids had cancer. Show racism on TV all day long every day non-stop, we all think everyone's racist. It's really simple. When Isaryon think everyone is racist and knows that's not the case, people check out. I'd say it is any media and individuals bear responsibility for spreading it also. It is like the fear people had that their kids were in constant danger of being kidnapped by child molesters off of the street. This was a big thing a while back. I had to tell people, look at your community. Has it happened here? Has it ever happened here? Now look at a nation of over 300 million. What are the odds that somewhere, someone will actually do this over the course of a month? But the news reports every single event, so it feels like it is constantly a threat to you. Now you hear about every single bad thing, even every bus crash, no matter where in the world it happened, until you feel like it is the norm. It's essentially the creation of moral panics, which are usually guided by the government's agenda regarding the public. They need to be held accountable too. Yes. I have a simple solution: ban private ownership of any form of journalistic media. They must all be non-profit, community-owned, as in ordinary individuals with incomes less than, say $250,000, to paraphrase Obama's definition of a rich person. Let's take back our fourth estate from the power elites. They blur the line between facts and opinion ever since Trump was elected. They know it. They are accelerating their efforts now because it's election year. As a black person, I full agree with this. Being not American and looking at this from the outside, I'm disgusted by the level of manipulation and exploitation carried by your mainstream media in this current time. These guys will do anything to get their ratings up, even forcing people to hate each other and stirring racial tensions. I think you guys really should get a hold of your media. If not, I'm afraid they're going to destroy your wonderful country. CNN, MSNBC, CBC, etc. are constantly fabricating and exaggerating news which are amplifying the division that is plaguing your country. I wish black folks could wake up to this. It's really a sad state of affairs.